in my lifetime, the ability for the professionals, whether they're mechanical, electrical, structural, architects, contractors, to have a forum where they can express their concerns in their field of endeavor. I think that's the primary direction that is taking place by virtue of the ongoing high-rise committee. In 1968, after a meeting with Bill Schmidt, who was a prominent structural engineer at the time, we realized that there was a need for communication between the contractors, the architects, the mechanical engineers, and civil engineers to exchange information that could be beneficial to the high-rise construction industry, and was the germ of forming the Chicago Committee on High-Rise Buildings. There was my mentor, John Roach, who was chief structural engineer at the Nason Murphy organization. There was Al Benish, who was the founder and originator of Alfred Benish and Associates. There was Fazler Khan, who was chief structural engineer at the SOM, Skidmore, Owings and Merrill organization. The early days were meeting with various people in every aspect of high-rise construction, whether it's a contractor or an architect, a mechanical engineer, electrical engineer, manufacturers of elevators, exterior walls, that were brought together by forming the Chicago Committee on High-Rise Buildings. And in doing that, we would be able to further the growth and knowledge that each of us wanted to know about other aspects of the construction of tall buildings. If you look at the Chicago Building Code, you'll find that there are sections on the use of materials that has been advanced by the way the building code is now written, whether it's in foundations or whether it's in concrete or whether it's in the wood construction in the city. These things were all reviewed under Joe Fitzgerald's time in office, in that he was the last true architect that the building department was headed by. The development in conjunction with the building department in Chicago and the members of the committee, we were able to, at a seminar, put together each of our concerns and developed out of this a building code amendment that dealt with the fire protection of tall buildings. And in my opinion, that I think was the most important result of the formation of the Chicago Committee on High-Rise Buildings. I can remember one instance in one of the projects that I was working on, and Al Benish looked at the structural system that had been developed, and he said, "This is a forced solution." And I never forgot the remark. But that was Hal Benish. John Roach was involved with the design of the Civic Center in Chicago that was done in his heyday. That's about all I can tell you about the most wonderful people that I had a connection with in my lifetime.